What's up, guys? Bryan here. Thanks for tuning in today. So spring is right around the corner. You know, we're a little over 1 month away from the actual first day of it, and we've still got a few mods left to do before we're actually ready to button up that bike and have it ready to go. Now, this winter's been pretty mild, really, and that's been nice, but at the same time, it's kept me from actually getting out there and doing some of these mods, because instead I've been putting the bike back together and just going out and riding. Riding or modding, riding just seems a lot better to do, especially when it's 50 degrees in the middle of December or January or something like that. It's just an opportunity you can't pass up. You know, some of these mods have kind of been put on the back burner, but I've got a nice box of goodies here that is full of stuff that's ready to actually finish everything up for this winter and get us ready to go for next riding season. I dropped the exhaust off last week, so that's going to be ready this week. We'll be installing that. Now, the only thing that I don't have yet is going to be the rear hidden caliper bracket, and I've still got to call Kyle and get a hold of him and get that shipped to me. But I'll be doing that hopefully in the next week, and that will be one of the last videos that I actually end up putting out this year. Now this week we're actually going to be getting out there and relocating that rear brake fluid reservoir and tucking it up under the seat and kind of hiding it. Right, now this is going to be a pretty quick, straightforward video. There's not a whole lot to it. The hardest thing that we're actually going to have to do today is notch out the box to actually make room for the hose to get in there and creating space for the actual rear brake fluid reservoir. Now to get started, what we're going to do is actually remove the rear brake fluid reservoir from this bracket. Now me personally, I'm going to be replacing all of my brake fluid this year. I have no idea how long it's been in there, and the stuff doesn't stay good forever. So I'm not going to worry necessarily too much about losing fluid out of this, because when I do replace it, I will be bleeding the whole system. Now when you do this, you do want to make sure that you don't get this brake fluid on any kind of paint or anything like that, because this will be very damaging to it. So the first thing that we're going to do is remove the two 4mm Allen bolts holding the rear brake fluid reservoir to the bracket. Now you do have nuts on the back side, so you will have to actually have some kind of wrench back there to keep it from twisting as well. Now from there we can actually come up underneath of the seat and start making room for a reservoir in this back corner here. Now while it's not necessary, one thing that you can do to help make a little bit more room and help with some clearance issues is actually cut off this notch on the reservoir. So what I'm going to do is actually take my two fuse blocks, move those out of the way, kind of tuck this one up on the battery, and hopefully that'll give us enough room to pop this down in there. So I'm going to take these, like I said, I'm just going to pop this one and kind of move it to the side, take this one up and kind of pop it on top of the battery. Now the main thing that you want to do here is make sure that you keep everything level or below this part of your bike, because that's where your seat is actually going to sit. And if you have anything kind of up above that, it's going to create issues. Now from there, we've got plenty of room that we can actually take that reservoir and tuck it down inside. Now once you've got everything to a place where you're really happy with it, the seat sits on it nicely and everything like that, you want to come back in and mark where the line is going to come back in on the right side of your box here and notch that out so that you can actually pull that line back up through and reconnect to your reservoir here. Now my plan is to actually come in and just notch this plastic piece out right here so that I can run that line right back up into here and connect back into that brake fluid reservoir. So I'm going to grab a razor blade and a file and everything like that and cut that out. Now one thing that I am going to do is take some plastic conduit and wrap it around that brake fluid line so that if there is any kind of rubbing or anything like that, it's not going to create any kind of problem. Alright, now from here you can see where I've actually taken my line, notched out that side, and actually run it up through. Now from here we can actually take our brake fluid reservoir, reconnect it to our line, and start filling it up. Now once you've got it reconnected to that line, you're ready to make sure that everything else is set, fill it up, bleed your brakes if necessary, and you're good to go. Guys, thanks for tuning in today. Hopefully this video was able to walk you through the process of getting that reservoir tucked up underneath that seat and kind of getting it hidden away. Now be sure to like and share this video, and if you're not subscribed, scroll down, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so that you get notified to all my new videos as soon as they come out. Next week, we're actually going to be getting out there and I'm going to be showing you how to install new exhaust studs on the bike so that hopefully with these older bikes, you don't have a problem with them breaking off and then having to actually go in and drill them out. So be sure to be watching for that. Guys, other than that, we'll see you next time.